Hey guys, we are here at the Tribute. We're going to be in Frisco, kind of in Dallas now here. We are going to be looking at American Legend homes.
Yeah, so this is another one that we really love. So, if you guys haven't checked out, we have another video that's going to be on Britain, literally right next. I'm going to give you guys another option for lakefront homes that are going to be on the east side of Louisville Lake up here in Frisco. Great community like we talked about in our other video. Love this area, golf courses nearby, lots of community pools. And I mean, they build some just beautiful homes. American Legend's going to be starting in the, kind of 700-800 for a couple of their specs and on up. This one's gonna be right around 1.9, which is just a huge number. But this one is absolutely gorgeous. So let's go take a look.
Let's take a peek.
All right, guys. So come on into this floor plan. So this is gonna be American Legends. This one is gonna be 4,700 square feet. Gonna be looking at about 1.9 is kind of what we're talking about. So some really cool 5-bedroom, 5.5 bathroom. So as we walk in, you're gonna have the study right here. So you're gonna notice, again, like some of these high-end finishes, you have, all obviously your light fixtures here, the wood paneling and cabinetry in here. Now, as you walk in, this would typically, obviously, again, like we talk about when we see model homes, this is usually staged as their office, but this would be a true three-car side-by-side. So not a tandem, full side-by-side 3-car garage. As you come in here to the right, you're gonna have the utility with your little powder half bath for guests. Actually, I thought this was kind of a cool feature when I was walking around a little earlier. You see there's a catwalk actually right above, which we'll talk about when we get upstairs, but I thought it was kind of a cool little architectural floor plan of how it flows around. I loved this. So I thought this was just really, really cool. And when I was talking to the builder up, she said they actually did this as an afterthought, which I thought was kind of crazy. So this was when they were framing it out, they realized they had a lot of extra space. So they decided to do a wine cooler, which I have seen this now in a lot of even pre-owned homes that people are doing renovations and doing wine coolers in under the stairs
because it's a good use of space.
It's a way you have. Usually, most of the time when you have that framed out, it's hollow back there. So like we've seen a couple where they do little like dog houses or whatever under there, but the wine cooler I think is a really pretty high-end finish that really kind of becomes a focal point as you walk into the home and kind of something you kind of draws your eye to. So I thought that was really cool.
If you don't need to use the space for storage, then it's just nice to have something extra for the home. And just again, it's like you say, it's kind of a focal feature that you can point out to people and that most people won't have. We come to the kitchen here. Again, I like that they extended the cabinetry all the way up. Kind of gives you that more expensive feel.
It does.
The kitchen's a decent size. Smaller than some of the ones.
It's a little tighter, but it's still it's good use of space. I like kind of the layout because you talk about, and I've gone on some appointments here recently where the use of the layout of the kitchen, if you will, isn't conducive to cooking, which a lot of people don't think about until you're actually in the kitchen trying to prepare a meal, and you're like, okay, cool, my sink is over there, and my cooktop is here, and the fridge is over. This is kind of nice. This does actually like flow pretty well.
Yeah, you've got everything here that you need. Fridge obviously is over there, but your sink and your stove, it's nice. They'll just kind of go from one transfer to the other. Quickly goes there. You really don't have to waste many steps.
Yeah. You're not having to move around a ton.
Pantry it's okay. It comes in a little bit to the left there, so there's a bit more storage, but it's not huge. Again, I do like me a kind of a walk-in pantry.
I do too. And there's kind of one. But then obviously over here you have your dual ovens with your microwave, gas cooktop. Looks like is that a 6-burner there?
Yes, it is. Yes,
that's pretty.
But I mean, they've got, it's nice and open into the living space. They've got extra storage over here. They've got extra spots for wine. They've got a huge space for a dining area, which is nice.
I will say, because as we walked around this a little earlier just to kind of get a feel, and there's a ton of natural light in this house, which every room just feels really bright and open. And that's this one especially. Like you can just see, like you said, it's open from your kitchen, which I kind of like, into your dining room, and then into the family room down here with your gas fireplace up front. And then obviously, like we've seen now in a ton of homes, the newer and especially the higher end, you're seeing these sliding, telescope doors here that open from inside to outside, and it's something I really love with your covered patio out back, and really maximizing. Really, one of the biggest features of this particular home is the view of the lake. I mean, having this, never having neighbors behind you, that's something you just really can't replicate, and I think it's really pretty maximizing your views here. So this was a first. I had never actually seen this before. They have the same doors, the same telescope doors here in the master bedroom. So you could, hypothetically, be laying in bed in the morning and open this all the way up to, again, maximize your views. And even if you're not opening this all the way up, just having the views out here, and again, it's privacy. You don't have to worry about your next door neighbors looking in your back window of your bedroom. So we go through, and it's a good sized master bedroom. I wouldn't say anything crazy. David, what do you think? I mean, this seems pretty...
It's big, but I feel like the space could have been used a little bit better. As you'll notice, we'll go in the closets.
Yeah, that one was
huge. And for me, if you're gonna be paying, close to $2 million for a home, I want a huge walk-in wardrobe.
I do too. Yeah, that is. And when we talked about it, I'm trying to think now on the kitchen. It's the kitchen. That's what it is. That's the knockout here. Because we were looking at it, so as you walk in here, you have, and I mean, I love standalone tub here. I love how builders keep this. I suppose it's more just for lighting than anything, but it's like a peep show. It's always kind of weirded me out when you have like a glass window right to the shower. So again, like we talked about with these closets.
It's the his side.
Yeah, this is absolutely his. And so then you come over here to the far side of this bathroom, and this is where you're going to see, this is the second closet, and this is where we were walking around. David and I were looking at it going, hey, well, I feel like they could have wrapped this back and around and really kind of just behind the shower and had all that. But then now, as I'm walking through this again, I realize it's that cutout for that kitchen coming in is probably what backs up to there. So I'd imagine you basically have your cooktop to the back of that closet over there.
Yeah.
So obviously you have your water closet right behind you. We're going to come back out to the main area and head upstairs, which, as David and I were saying, it's a really cool upstairs.
Yeah, this is probably another one of the big highlights for me.
Yeah, I think so. I like these right here. The horizontal iron. Like it's a very modern touch.
I was gonna say it's simple, but it looks good.
It gives it a higher end finish out.
Yeah. So yeah, we're up here. We've got this huge open sort of flex space, which again, as we've mentioned, the windows in this home, there's so many of them, and they're kind of expansive against the walls that it literally floods the home with natural light.
You can turn all the lights on.
Yeah.
You may not be able to tell much of a difference.
So you can use this however really you want to. I mean, you can have a gaming setup if you want. There's plenty of space if you want to have a pool table, an extra living space up here. We've actually got the media room down here, which is nice. They've got like a little sidebar if you want to set up. But the media room, again, they've kind of designed it. It feels nice. It feels like a second living space. It doesn't feel like it's a dingy, dark cinema room that you can only use once a year because people don't really use the cinema rooms anymore because it's a really dark room.
Yeah, it does. It feels almost like you could do like a card table room or something, like have like a pool table out here with a sitting area and then have, a card table. They obviously do have it tiered here, set up kind of as a movie room. But so as you walk up, so there's going to be 1, 2, 3 bedrooms upstairs. So we got the first one right here, which is going to share the bathroom for the, game room sitting area. But really a huge secondary bed. This might be bigger than the master bedroom downstairs. He has a big bedroom here. Let's see the closet on this one. Decent sized walk-in closet. I mean, nothing massive, about the same size as his side in the master closet downstairs. But then one of the features I talked about earlier as we came in, that catwalk above, I thought this is just kind of a cool architectural feature of as you go through to the other 2 bedrooms. So Dave, you want to take them over that way? I just thought this is kind of a...
So yeah, you've got this catwalk here, you've got the bedroom separated, we've got one bedroom over here with a full bath. Again, good space, plenty of light coming in. Its own private ensuite. We've got this kind of nook here that you can use as like a little office setup if you wanted to, if you needed some extra computer space. Maybe the kids just want a little setup when you've got your primary office downstairs. But yeah, this catwalk it's cool.
It's kind of a cool, like this is what I was talking about. It was this kind of like where you see here and it's broken up, but keeps the landing open without breaking up. I just thought it was just a cool feature.
And then we have this final bedroom here, again, pretty standard sized, kind of 5th bedroom, as you would say, ensuite once more. The closet's actually going to be inside the bathroom this time, which is not something you see too often.
No, I mean, it's give or take, but yeah, that's a little bit more unusual.
Decent size. And then the final thing we're going to look at for this upstairs area is going to be the outside balcony, which
Yeah, that's weird. Again, really just maximizing the views of the lake. That is obviously the big draw point of this community as a whole, is that it's going to be on kind of one of the peninsulas. Actually, they have a map up here, so I can kind of point it out because it's kind of cool. So here is Lake Louisville as a whole. So you're going to have, this is going to be all of the colony. You're going to have all of kind of West Frisco, and it's going to be like northeast Louisville right here. This is I-35. We're going to actually be like right down here. We're about like right there. So you can see this whole community as a whole is basically most of this peninsula. So kind of a cool usage of all being right here on the lake. So
what I like about this part of the lake as well, being in a peninsula, is that you're really not going to get a lot of the noise.
Yeah.
And kind of the, rowdy lake folks, during the summer. Because you're in the far, exactly. So
you can see that's Hackberry Marina right over there. And getting in and out of that marina is a little bit more shallow. You are kind of limited in like you have a channel that you can go through. Otherwise, you have some trees and just sandbars. But yeah, this is a shallower area right here. So you're not going to have as many boaters coming back in here and ripping through here.
So you get your lake view, you get your peace and quiet, you get that privacy. Even if you're kind of going to be sitting out in the yard, one summer afternoon, you're not going to have a ton of people kind of checking out what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's really nice. And it's nice. It's a good size. Get some nice furniture right
and
here.
I like having it off of the upstairs. Again, because when you're upstairs versus downstairs, you get a little bit more of the breeze coming off of the lake. So it's peaceful. But, yeah. So, what did you think of American Legends?
I like the home. Again, location is great. Kitchen's a little bit small for me.
Yeah.
I know it's spaced. It's used the space well, but it could be a little bit larger. Again, we mentioned
it's not quite as grand than that you would expect for the price point.
For a luxury home, you really want to walk in and be like, wow.
Yeah.
You want to walk in and go, wow, this because the kitchen's a huge thing, the master bathroom's a huge thing.
And I really wasn't just like, wow, blown away by them. But they're still very nice finishes, quality finishes, which is nice. But yeah, it wasn't just like, oh wow. Yeah. There's some luxury that we walk into, and it's just like you walk in and you go, okay. I get it. Yeah, this is why this is $1 to $2 million. Like, this makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, because again, little things as well, like the pantry not being very big. Again, you want something larger for this kind of price point. The laundry room was okay, but again, you do want a kind of a walk-in. I like the mudroom. Yeah. The mudroom kind of walk in, plenty of space. Honestly, something like this size with this, it would be kind of what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Again, they've kind of done the closets the way they are. It's not wrapped around, so they're kind of small, and the modern feature that we get a lot of today's new builds is the laundry room into the closet, and with them having the laundry room at the front of the house, they're not able to do that.
It does, yeah, it makes it a little more.
So I mean, we're picking at it. I mean, there's the small things. It's a really, really nice house.
And I love, again, the usage of the natural lighting of the lake.
That's a big plus for me, and you don't see that in many homes at all, is the amount of natural light that comes into the home is stunning, and it really works for one, the house, and two, the location. They really, really do make the most of where they are.
Yeah. So if you guys are interested in this particular home, because they actually did say that they're going to be listing the model here probably towards fall or so, but they have a few more here, as well as moving to the next phase in the Tribute, which again, this is an awesome community. So if y'all have questions on this one or any other questions about anything that American Legends might be building, we'd love to answer you those. So be sure to give us a call below, and we will see you guys in the next one.
So yeah.